Hello?
Hello.
Oh, it's much better, I think.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay, I also put my headphones, so I think it should be better, because when I was calling you on the phone, I didn't have my headphones. Now maybe it will be better. I don't know. Hi, hello.
Oh, not a problem. It happens with technology, but it seems to be working good now, so there's no problem here.
That's great. So for the last time, sorry for the delay, and I will not apologize again.
Not a problem at all. So how's it going?
Pretty well. It's fine. It's just like the normal days. That normal day with the interviews. You're the last one tonight because we've got like 10:20 in the afternoon. It's almost midnight in Poland. And what else? We've got wind outside the window, which is good because there is lots of sun recently. Too much, I would say. And when I take a look at my dog, which is the husky, so he suffers a bit. So that's pretty much it. Besides, we just released with Riverside the new album. I mean, not yet, but we're going to.
Oh yes, that's right. It's Love, Fear, and the Time Machine. It's going to be coming out September 4th through Inside Out Music.
Yes.
And I was very fortunate to be able to receive a promo this past week to be able to check it out. And I've gotten about 3 or 4 spins of it so far, and I got to say I'm absolutely in love with the album. You guys did an amazing job.
Thank you very much.
Very much so. I also see that it was released as a lyric video, but Discard Your Feel. Everything I feel captured about Riverside is just condensed into a nice single, and it's a very good way to capture what the album sounds like.
It's a bit longer for the radio, but I think it's good for the YouTube.
Oh, very much so. And of course, you guys will be hitting North America very soon. You guys are doing your first appearance here in 2015, September 12th at ProgPower, which I'm gonna be at, and then you guys will be doing a short North American tour after that.
Yes, exactly. We are going to visit a few places that we've never been to and a few places that we've been 2 years ago. During our first American tour, let's say, very small, but still. It's great that we can play more shows in your country, because that was always a problem. You know, it's hard to... it was very hard with this bureaucracy and everything, talking about the visas and stuff, but with every year, it's going better and better, so this time we can even come for more.
Well, I'm glad to hear that as well, because even with ProgPower this year, there's been many cancellations due to visa issues, and I'm glad to see that you guys were able to make everything work out.
Well, I remember that I think there was a festival in 2005, 2005, it was called the New Year Fest, and we were announced, and we couldn't be there because we didn't get visa. And since we came 1 year later, and since this moment, it was always like we've got lucky, we didn't have a problem with the visa. So we still don't have a visa for this trip, but everything is on a good roll.
Oh, that's very glad to hear. So for the upcoming North American tour, what can people expect to hear from your headlining set?
Everything bit by bit, I think. Probably lost things from our last album and the previous one, but we also play something a little bit older. You know, now with the new album, we've got a little bit more shorter tracks, so I hope the new performance will be more dynamic always, because sometimes we picked only the long tracks, so we played like 5 or 6, and that was the end of set. But now I think it will be more songs for sure.
Oh, very cool. So would it be like over an hour set, hour and a half? Do you know how long the headlining set's going to be?
During the tour, probably something about 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Even better than I thought it was going to be.
No, well, hopefully we'll play that kind of amount of time, yeah.
So with the ProgPower appearance being a more exclusive show, is there anything special that's going to be happening with Riverside for that appearance, or is that safe to say what's going to be at ProgPower is what's going to be happening for the North American tour?
Don't know yet. For sure, we will play a shorter set during ProgPower, so we'll have to pick something which is more into ProgPower fans. But we haven't decided yet. Maybe we will just prepare something special just only for this performance. We'll see.
Oh, very cool. I'm definitely looking forward to that. That'll be my first time being able to see you guys, and I just know it's going to be a fantastic show from there, and hopefully you'll get the same response for the whole North American tour as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. So what can you tell people about the new album from Riverside?
This is our sixth album, and I can think that I would think that I think this is the most mature album we've ever composed, and maybe we even can find our identity there. And there's more Riverside than ever. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. It's very hard to say because every day I think a little bit different about this album. But for sure, I think that we did something which is on a decent level.
Oh, I definitely agree. One thing that I really do love about the album is the use of dynamics in the album. I mean, it can go from very mellow and mature, and then there's some nice, heavier moments as well, and it's all done in this great flowing way to make it feel all natural.
Oh, it's just, I always thought that Riverside is a music of contrasts. And in the past, when someone asked me about how can I define our music, I always said that it's joy, sadness, whisper, and scream. And sadness, whisper, and scream was always in the past, but there was some problems with joy, I think. And since this one, I think we've found this a little bit more optimistic approach to many compositions, and I can think that I can finally say that on this album you can find joy, sadness, whisper, and scream.
Oh, that's definitely a great way to describe the album. I mean, you can hear all four of those throughout the album, and that is a great way to describe it.
Of course, the scream is only in some parts of the guitar stuff, some heavy moments. Maybe there's not so many as on the previous ones, and I also don't scream as I did it before. But I think that's kind of fit. It fits.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. I mean, there isn't as many heavier moments on this album as previous albums, but when those heavy moments hit, it's just like it hits you that much more because it's so much in contrast to everything else going on. It's definitely a great way to do it.
Yeah, I'm happy with the final result too. To be honest, I'm really happy that we could show all these contrasts on this album, but I'm also very happy that since many albums, we're stuck in a kind of dark and kind of pessimistic mood. And with this one, I'm happy that we could create something more open, more spacey, but first and foremost with some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. So there is a hope, there is a positive vibration, and that's nice because this message is also very positive. I would even say that there's a happy end at the end of this album. Yes, because the first track is called Lost, the last track is called Found. So it's from the beginning to the end, it shows some kind of transition, and with I think positive solution, which is this last thought is something like life doesn't suck, you suck when you think that life is kind of important, because once in the lifetime you need to realize if you are in the right moment of your life and if you do what you would like to do, or if you feel like a slave, or I don't know what. But for sure it's very important to move on, answering that kind of question. And I think that this album maybe can help someone to realize that. It's just sort of self-help book, how to change your life into something better. So yeah, I wanted to create that kind of album with a positive message finally. That was a challenge to me.
Well, it's a great thing to be able to hear it done in that way, too, because I was starting to get that sense that it kind of did have that message through it. I mean, I didn't have the lyrics in front of me, so I was just going off of what I was hearing from the song. But just everything I was hearing from the album, like it starts off with that darker kind of feeling, and then it ends so positively, musically and lyrically. I mean, it's really cool to be able to see that you guys are pulling that through this time around.
Yeah, it's just basically, all this 3 words that you can find in the title, Love, Fear, and the Time Machine. They're on purpose. I mean, this is not the album about love, fear, and the time machine in general. And mostly, what is this album about? It's just about making the important life-changing decision. Because every day we make lots of decisions. Do you want a coffee with sugar or without sugar, right? There's lots of decisions are without meaning, so it doesn't matter, to be honest, what kind of answer will be. But once in the lifetime, there is something like you need to make very important life-changing decision that will change your life entirely. I don't know, it connected with your job, with your life, with someone you love or hate, with the place of residence, whatever. But what's going on when you have to make this decision? From one side, you think about your future, so you feel this excitement, you feel free, you feel freedom. That's this word love, this everything that you can see in positive colors. And on the other hand, you've got the fear of the unknown. You don't know what to expect. You don't know if you have to be afraid of this or no. But usually the fear, it's a very powerful force that makes you or to move on or just stuck in the same place for many years. But this the fear. And the experiences from your past and the imagination about your future, which I call the time machine, this is also very important. And sometimes your experiences from the past force you to make some kind of decision. So all these things, love, fear, and the time machine, are very important forces. And thanks to them, you can decide what you want to do when you have to decide something. And this whole subject, this leading history, whatever it is, it starts from lost track, when the hero is kind of lost and he's just at the crossroads and he needs to choose something. And at the end, the last track is called Found, when I think finally for the first time in Riverside history, there's something like positive message and something like, I did it. And thanks to this, I think we did something new and kind of progressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, it's just fantastic to hear that kind of story and being able to have that positive message at the end, which I feel sometimes in metal isn't really shown enough to be able to be positive. So it's great to see, like, being in a progressive band that is known for more darker, sadder emotions, that it's actually progressing into more positive messages as well. Is that something that could be done in the future as well?
I don't know that yet. It depends on the subject, on the idea, but I like this way of thinking that in all Riverside lyrics, and the same because I've got my solo project which is called Lunatic Soul. So in the Lunatic Soul also I created some kind of protagonist, some kind of hero who's just sitting in his shelter in the shell, and he's just looking at some relationships between people through the glass. And for the first time on this album, this message is totally different. We're just talking about this. There's some kind of urge that it should be different. That's this transition from this black hole cage into something positive, into the light at the end of the tunnel, as I said before. Maybe on the next Riverside albums there will be more positive messages, because I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be feel sad now so much. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sing about the garden and the flowers, that I'm just doing something because I know shit about garden and flowers. But for sure, and I am still full of melancholy and nostalgia and kind of dark sounds. But it's good to have this different approach, I think, in your head, that you think positively, and maybe this music also will sound more positive this way.
Well, I think that's also a good sign of being in a progressive band, too, is like whether it's lyrically or musically or changing genres or whatever the case may be, just being able to explore all of the options that are available to you as a band helps you progress as a band.
I agree. I totally agree.
Oh, yes. So with Lunatic Soul and Riverside, do you usually set apart time to be working on one or the other, or do you just wait for inspiration to hit for when you're writing new music, or how does that go about?
It's usually like, okay, this is the year of Lunatic Soul, so I will start with the music for Lunatic Soul. I'm just start with the blank page, and I'm just trying to collect some puzzles. and that's it, and let's say I just finished Lunatic Soul, so I'm going to my next chapter, which is another Riverside album. So I'm also going, but there's nothing like I'm just doing 20 songs and I'm later picking this song for Riverside or this song for Lunatic Soul. No, I try to focus on the one album mostly only, and go this way. But yes, you mentioned Lunatic Soul. The last Lunatic Soul, Walk in the Flashlight Beam, that I recorded last year was very it was kind of dark. It was about suicide, it was about death. And when I finished this, I said to myself, okay, I think I will take a break. I have to write a story about something more positive, at least about the transition into something positive, because I'm delving into this darkness for so many years now, and it's kind of dangerous. So the last Lunatic Soul was also inspiration for the new Riverside. I mean, I wanted to do this in an opposite way this time, and thanks to this, we've got the positive message now.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with the way you describe it, even though they're two different stories, it almost sounds like the Lunatic Soul and Riverside albums that are coming out and came out last year are almost kind of like companion pieces where you go from like the lowest point of someone's life to being able to transition into more positive parts of life.
Well, probably it's kind of connected. I just promised myself that before I turn 40, I will create, let's say, 2 of my best albums in career. So those 2 are kind of connected, maybe because I composed almost every song on the new Riverside album too. And it's kind of personal, because it's kind of personal background, and it's kind of connected with my personal experiences. But yeah, for sure, it will help me with the new moves that I will do. I don't know yet in which direction I will go, but for sure, thanks to the last Lunatic Soul and New Riverside, I will feel much more self-confident with some choices.
I'm very glad to hear that too, because I am a big fan of what you've done with Lunatic Soul, and I really do love the new Riverside. And again, I feel very honored to be able to talk to you about both, and of course everything that's coming up in North America.
Thank you so much.
Oh, not a problem. Of course, Riverside is known occasionally to be having some B-sides or some demos or anything like that for an album. Is there anything this time around for that?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that America will not have this double CD version that will appear in Europe, but we are preparing the same that we did on the previous album, because our previous album, Shrine of New Generation Slaves, had a bonus disc, and this disc was called Night Session, and we had instrumental tracks there. We like that kind of fun. I mean, just playing with the ambient sounds, more electronic sounds. Mostly 3 of us. I mean, Piotr, our guitar player, and Michael, our keyboard player, and myself. 3 of us, we just doing that kind of stuff. And this time we did the brighter version of Night Session, and we called it Day Session. And this is the music that you can hear in our trailers, because we announced the trailer for Love, we announced the trailer for Fear, that you can find on YouTube, and there will be the 3rd one, Time Machine, at the end of this month. And all these 3 will contain the music from the bonus feature, this Day Session. So yes, 27 minutes more music. So basically, it's kind of a long album, I would say.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, as long as the quality of music still stays up to par, and I know with Riverside that is definitely going to be the case. And I do love that it's going to be a little more positive thinking with Day Session as well. I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to be available in North America, but I might be trying to import that just to be able to hear those songs.
Okay, I will just grab one record and just bring it to you to Atlanta. No problem.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Of course, in amidst of the writing of everything that you're doing with your solo work and with Riverside, is there any new music or new bands that you're listening to?
These days?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to say. I don't know. Just recently I've heard lots of old stuff, but you're just talking what I'm listening to right now?
Yeah.
Today I'm just listening to Mike Oldfield Discovery album, and I just noticed that this guy inspired me a lot, I have to say. I just realized that. and even more than some other musicians that I thought that just inspired me. I don't know. I don't listen to lots of music right now because I don't have too much time for this. But I really enjoy.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. The new Leprous album is fantastic work. I would love to be able to see that tour happen at some point.
Yeah, we had a chance to play in Europe, one show, I think. They are great guys. We love them very much. So, we played even in Barcelona, I think, in Spain this year in a festival. Yeah, it was cool. I like their album very much.
Oh, very cool. So, is there any plans as of yet for 2016?
I don't know that yet. I know for sure that the visa that we're going to have will have this valid time until April or May. So maybe we can go back to you. I don't know. But for sure we're going to continue our tour. And maybe there are plans for DVD this time, because this is, another trilogy was done. So maybe it's time to record this in the video version now. But it's just in the form of plans for the future, but probably.
Oh, very cool. I mean, if it could happen again where you hit North America again, that would be very cool. Unfortunately for me, the closest other show besides ProgPower, I believe, is I'm coming from ProgPower, and it's going to be about 16-hour drive for me. And you guys are one of the reasons I'm going to be heading to that show for sure. So, I mean, anything closer than 16 hours the next time that you come around would be awesome for me.
But where are you now? Where do you live?
I live in Minnesota.
Okay, so I don't think we play there. No, Minnesota. Oh God. Okay. But we are okay. So we will go back to Minnesota next year. Okay, done.
Awesome. But also the talks of
no, we have to come back to Minnesota in winter, definitely.
Oh yes, with all the snow and the deep cold temperatures as well, just to make sure it's a perfect show.
Yes.
But it's also cool to hear that there might be some new work on a new live show and DVD. That'd be very cool to be able to see that with the new trilogy that you guys have done.
I agree, really. That's why we didn't want to record anything before we finished this 3 albums, and we always said, there was something like we need to wait for, and I think now is the time for this. But first, we need to try how we, what is our how we feel on the stage during the new performances. In July, when we played the festivals in Europe, we felt very good. Hope the same would be when we come back from South America, because for the first time we will play also in Chile and in Brazil or Mexico. So let's hope that we won't be too tired after all these flights and stuff, and we'll not lose our gear when we come to Atlanta. But no, definitely we need to record some kind of DVD this time.
Yeah, I'll definitely be pulling for that, because I know that'd be quite an experience to be able to capture that on DVD. So just to wrap things up here, once again, thank you for taking the time to do this interview. I've been a fan since Second Life Syndrome, and it's just awesome to be able to talk to you and experience you guys for the first time coming up at ProgPower. Is there anything else that you would like to bring up or mention that I haven't brought up yet?
I don't know. I think we just talk about everything important right now, and if there will be something more, we will chat offline during after our show in ProgPower, if there will be a chance. So I wish that we can, I think we're just seeing each other, right?
Oh, sorry?
I think we will just see each other in Atlanta. Something started to grow, yeah. And if there will be something more, so we can just continue this conversation offline this time, after our show in Atlanta, after our show in ProgPower.
Oh, definitely. I'll be definitely looking forward to that. I know you guys are doing an autograph session too, but it'd be cool to just be able to sit down for a few minutes and be able to catch up. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do this.
All right. Well, awesome. That covers everything on my end. Once again, thank you. And I'm just going to be editing it now, and then I should be having it up on YouTube probably by the end of the night here. And then I'm going to be playing it on my radio show in 2 weeks.
Okay. So thank you so much for the interview. And we are in touch, definitely. And we're really looking forward to play in Atlanta. for many fans that they're just coming. I've heard that this show is sold out since many months now. So
Oh yeah, it actually sold out within 2 weeks of tickets being on sale.
really, that's amazing. So okay, well, great. Well, so thank you so much for your attention.
Oh, thank you.